It's Domestic Violence Awareness Month, so let's talk about traumatic brain injuries, why I haven't been posting, and why parents experiencing child-to-parent violence can't organize to save their own lives. I mean that literally, not like that man can't drive to save his life. I mean, some of our children are literally trying to kill us. Watch the video right before this one. Here's what people don't understand about parents like me. We're playing the game of a well person while not being well. We're doing the jobs of 25 people while everyone around us, schools, doctors, therapists, friends, even family, makes everything worse than it already was. In September of 2021, I did a series of 9 videos for Psychopathy Is, a nonprofit where I'm on the board of advisors. Those videos wrecked me. I'm a wheelchair user with a pretty severe muscle weakness. Just putting on makeup and doing my hair is exhausting for me in ways it isn't for other people. So by the time I even started filming, I was already exhausted. Then I had to look into that ring light for hours doing take after take. I was wrecked for days afterwards. Same thing with every episode I recorded for the Hopoxia podcast. And I didn't even do my hair or makeup for those. We tried dimming the lighting. We tried natural daylight. We even tried recording with just the normal light in the room. Didn't matter. Wrecked for days, every single time. In 2018, when I was on the Today Show, those studio lights made me feel like I was going to vomit. It felt like someone was stabbing me behind the eyeballs the entire time I was on camera. I have a background in theater arts, so I can put myself on camera and look like a well person, but I'm not. So what does this have to do with TBIs? Well, I sustained a head injury in May. I was really sick with a high fever and I knocked my phone off my bed. When I went to retrieve it off the floor, I hit the top of my head on the corner of my nightstand. I hit it so hard that even though I had a thick braid on the top of my head, kind of like a rug cushioning the blow, I dented the corner of the nightstand and even chipped paint off. This was not an IKEA piece of crap. This was a sturdy nightstand. I damaged it with my head. From May until September, 4 months, I was living in a room with blackout curtains. I couldn't tolerate screens. Not even my iPhone with True Tone on, night shift turned all the way up, and the brightness turned all the way down. It felt like I was being blinded, like having spoons dug behind my eyeballs. My brain literally hurt. I know we're not supposed to have pain receptors in our brains, but after this many head injuries, I beg to differ. That's part of why I haven't been posting. This wasn't my first concussion. It wasn't even close. My son used to headbutt me from the time he was about 2 years old until he was around 7 or 8. I tell the story in my Psychopathy Is video. It's video number 2. Have you ever been scared of your child? The link is in the bio. Then he stopped headbutting me. Instead, he started accidentally kneeing me in the head when I was tying my shoes. He kept doing that until he was 13 years old. December of 2012 was the last time. He went to doctor's appointments with me. He knew I had a spinal cord injury. He knew where it was in my neck. He knew I could have been paralyzed at any moment. He still kneed me in the head. I've had well over 30 concussions throughout my life. Not all of them were my son's fault. The most severe ones weren't, but little concussions add up, and the majority of those were from him. What we used to call concussions, what we now call mild traumatic brain injuries, they're cumulative. For me, each time it happens again, the pain lasts longer. The light sensitivity lasts longer. Recovery gets harder and harder. After this May's injury, I was confused for days, maybe even over a week. I'm still having trouble retrieving words. And here's something really deceptive. I wake up in the morning, I'm laying down and I start thinking about everything I need to do. I make all these plans. I'm going to get X and Y and Z done, and then I'll do A and B and C. Then I sit up and I'm like, oh, fuck, I guess not. Being upright is so much harder than laying down. Let's be clear. This is not about poor me and my individual health. This is a lens from which to view other families. I'm not special. I am not exceptional. Every single family dealing with child-to-parent violence goes through their own version of this. Parents who weren't sick before they joined my support group end up sick eventually. Period. Even the parents I thought got out soon enough, they get sick too. Even when children have been removed from the home, By the time that happens, the parent's health is already destroyed. This is the type of thing scientists are talking about when they use the word epigenetics. I'll explain what that means in a moment, but first, we need to talk about what nobody understands about Domestic Violence Awareness Month. This is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. So yeah, let's talk about what nobody understands. Child-to-parent violence is as prevalent as domestic partner violence. It constitutes 1/2 of all domestic violence. Most places that deal with domestic violence deny you services if the person hurting you is your child. As a society, we are literally ignoring 1/2 of all domestic violence. Some people say violence is a learned behavior. Those people are absolutely right. Violence is a learned behavior. When your child hurts someone and the community does nothing, when everyone leaves it all on the parents' shoulders, that child learns they can hurt whoever they want with 0 consequences. It's like expecting a wife whose husband just put her in the ICU to be responsible for his violence out in the community. We don't do that. We shouldn't do it with this either. The community has to stand up, get involved, and help families. There have to be consequences, and the community has to be willing to provide support. When we refuse to act as a community, these kids learn they can hurt anyone, as children, as adults, and nothing will ever happen to them. And you know what? Nothing ever does. Then we sit around wondering why the world is the way it is. Now, let me explain epigenetics like I promised. Epi simply means on top of, and genetics means your genes. So epigenetics is what happens to you on top of your genes. Everyone has genetic risk factors, maybe for diabetes, maybe for cancer, whatever. When you go through massive trauma, like child-to-parent violence, that's when those risk factors get activated. That's when the negative stuff in your genes starts expressing itself. By the time children are removed from the home, if that even happens, those building blocks are already there. The damage is done. Some things, like the power of the one ring, cannot be undone. Child-to-parent violence destroys parents' health. That's why we can't organize to fix this on our own. Like I said in the beginning of this video, we're playing the game of well people while not being well. We are doing the jobs of 25 people while everyone around us makes it worse. That's why parents like me can't organize alone. The video right before this one talks about the strategy session we're organizing to screen kids during early intervention before any of this starts. If you want to make that happen, email lisa@disordersofaggression.org. That's LISA at disorders, DISORDERS of aggression. That's aggression with 2 G's and 2 S's, AGGRESSION.org. The link is also in my bio. Parents like me, we don't got this. We can't got this. We don't got this, but you can do something about this.